Act 1, Scene 5. Oh. Ministry of Magic, Harry's office. That's an interesting sentence. Well, it's not a sentence, but an interesting description. I've never seen that. All right. Hermione sits with piles of paper in front of her in Harry's messy office. She is slowly sorting through it all. Harry enters in a rush. He is bleeding from a graze on his cheek. Hermione. How did it go? Harry. It was true. Hermione. Theodore not? Harry. In custody. Sorry. Didn't see that coming. Hermione. And the time turner itself? Harry reveals the time turner. It shines out alluringly. Is it genuine? Does it work? It's not just an hour reversal turner? It goes back further? Pause. Whoa, I didn't see that coming. That was, yeah, I like that. I like a twist like that, so now that casts doubt on, the story could be true. My major problem, the idea of Voldemort having a child and having that as a a way to continue the story of, evil Voldemort is definitely a good idea. And, I do not think that Voldemort had a child. I like the, idea as like a rumor or something, a way to cast doubt, but it's just so unlike his personality. He does not love because he was conceived under the effects of a love potion. He could not love. And, so I don't see him wanting a child. He always thought that he was the greatest thing, and I think the idea of a child would threaten him. I think he would not love the child, and he would be afraid that the child would overthrow him. So Dumbledore says, I do not believe he's ever had a friend, nor that he's ever wanted one. I don't think those were the exact words, but that was the gist of it. And so, along those lines, I can't see him wanting a child either. And, as far as the process of making a child would go, he's never shown interest in other humans at all. I think he died a virgin. I don't think he would ever want to be intimate with another person in any way, including that way. I don't see him, as someone who, had sexual desires at all, and I don't, so I can't imagine him accidentally producing a child. I just don't, I think he would view, sexuality as something, for people lesser than himself. He would think that he's above that, that's just something that normal humans want, and because he's able to resist that, because he doesn't have those kinds of desires, that's one of the many things that makes him better than regular witches and wizards. So, I do love the idea of, here's a, now we've found out that there are time turners, that there's at least one that exists, which now, gives credence to this theory of going back in time to when Voldemort is alive and having him conceive a child, and Scorpius possibly being that child. But I just, unless there's a magical way to have a child conceived without the father's knowledge, and since it's magic, anything's possible. Assiosperm. I'm sorry, that's extremely inappropriate. So I do not think that Scorpius is Voldemort's child. I do not think that Voldemort had any children. But I like this plot twist. So let's find out where it goes. Is it genuine? Does it work? It's not just an hour reversal, Turner. It goes back further. Harry, we don't know anything yet. I wanted to try it out there and then, but wiser heads prevailed. Hermione, well, now we have it, Harry. And you're sure you want to keep it? Hermione, I don't think we've a choice. Look at it. It's entirely different to the time Turner I had. Harry, dry. Apparently wizardry has moved on since we were kids. Hermione, you're bleeding. Harry checks his face in the mirror. He dabs at the wound with his robes. Don't worry, it'll go with the scar. Harry, with a grin. What are you doing in my office, Hermione? Hermione, I was anxious to hear about Theodore Nott and thought I'd check whether you'd kept your promise and were on top of your paperwork. Harry, turns out I'm not. Hermione, no, you're not. Harry, how can you get any work done in the chaos? Harry waves his wand and the papers and books transform into neat piles. Harry smiles. Harry, no longer chaotic. Hermione, but still ignored. You know, there's some interesting stuff in here. There are mountain trolls riding grap-horns through Hungary. There are giants with winged tattoos on their backs walking through the Greek seas. And the werewolves have gone entirely underground. Harry, great, let's get out there. I'll get the team together. Hermione, Harry, I get it. Paperwork's boring. Harry, not for you. Hermione, I'm busy enough with my own. There are people and beasts that fought alongside Voldemort in the Great Wizarding Wars. There are allies of darkness. This, combined with what we have just unearthed at Theodore Nott's, could mean something. But if the head of magical law enforcement isn't reading his files... Harry, but I don't need to read it. I'm out there hearing about it. Theodore Nott, it was me who heard the rumors about the Time Turner and me who acted upon it. You really don't need to tell me off. Hermione looks at Harry. This is tricky. Hermione, do you fancy a toffee? Don't tell Ron. Harry, you're changing the subject. Hermione, I truly am. Toffee? Harry, can't. We're off sugar at the moment. Beat. You know, you can get addicted to that stuff. I'm sorry, but what's with the candy? They said that earlier, like, you know, oh, Ginny is like, you know, can't have candy. I mean, Albus, they said, like, you know, his mom wouldn't let him, so it would be Ginny. And then when Harry said, you know, we can go into Honeydukes, you can go crazy. No, just kidding. Like, what's with their sudden, like, what's with the whole anti-candy thing? Yeah, do you fancy a toffee? Don't tell Ron. What? Alright, well, whatever, I'm sure we'll find out. Oh, well, there's this, I suppose, but still, like, they were never against it in the books. Hermione, what can I say? My parents were dentists. I was bound to rebel at some point. 40 is leaving it a little late, but you've just done a brilliant thing. You're certainly not being told off. I just need you to look at your paperwork every now and again, that's all. Consider this Are you serious? Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa, I didn't see this coming. I love it, I guess, but I don't know. It also seems a little forced. Do they really need to... Whatever. I just need you to look at your paperwork every now and again, that's all. Consider this a gentle nudge from the Minister for Magic. Harry hears the implication in her emphasis. He nods. How's Ginny? How's Albus? Oh, unless that was just a message, not her. I don't know. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, alright, yeah, maybe I did misread that. Maybe, yeah, they're not saying that it's her. They're saying that whoever it is, last time it was Kingsley, that was 19 years ago, so maybe it's changed since then. And maybe whoever it is told Hermione to pass the message along. I can't tell from this whether it's implying that it's her or that, I mean, it's italicized, and then Harry hears the implication in her emphasis. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out. How's Ginny? How's Albus? Harry, it seems I'm as good at fatherhood as I am at paperwork. How's Rose? How's Hugo? Hermione, with a grin. You know, Ron says he thinks I see more of my secretary, Ethel, she indicates off, than him. Do you think there's a point where we made a choice? Parent of the Year or Ministry Official of the Year? Go on. Go home to your family, Harry. The Hogwarts Express is about to depart for another year. Enjoy the time you've got left. Then come back here with a fresh head and get these files read. Harry, you really think this could all mean something? Hermione, with a smile. It could do. But if it does, we'll find a way to fight it, Harry. We always have. She smiles once more, pops a toffee into her mouth, and leaves the office. Harry is left alone. He packs his bag. He walks out of the office and down a corridor, the weight of the world upon his shoulders. He walks, tired, into a telephone box. He dials 62442. Telephone box. Farewell, Harry Potter. He ascends away from the Ministry of Magic. I was just a little confused. Why would he have to use the visitor's entrance? I mean, that's what they did when he went for his court date, and when they went and to get the prophecy, and Sirius died. But yeah, that was the visitor's entrance, and why is he using that? I mean, I guess it's dramatic. Is that the only reason, or I don't know.